Boscobel House in South Staffordshire dates back to the 17th century and is renowned for its role in hiding King Charles II during the English Civil War. The house and its surrounding woodlands have been the subject of numerous ghost stories over the centuries. Boscobel House was created around 1632 when landowner John Gifford of White Ladies Priory converted a timber frame farmhouse built sometime in the 16th century on the lands of White Ladies Priory into a hunting lodge. John Gifford decided to make the farmhouse more useful by building a substantial extension to the south, including a living room and bedrooms more fitted to use by a gentry family. Gifford called the new hunting lodge Boscobel House. Thomas Blunt, writing in 1660, the main source for the events, portrays the naming as an after-dinner activity and attributes it to Sir Basil Brooke, poignant recusant from Maidsley, Shropshire, who was one of Gifford's guests at the housewarming party. Boscobel is believed to come from the Italian phrase Boscobello, meaning in the midst of fair woods. In 1632, Boscobel House was surrounded by dense woodlands. Over the years, visitors and staff have reported seeing many apparitions and of hearing voices and footsteps. One of the ghosts regularly seen is that of a man in Stuart-era clothing, walking through the house and grounds. Witness described this man as being tall, with a saddened face and an aura of impending peril. Many believe this apparition to be the spirit of King Charles II, who famously hid in the house after the defeat at the Battle of Worcester on the 3rd of September 1651. Another ghost regularly seen is that of a young woman in a white dress. At times, she is seen wandering the gardens, often accompanied by the sound of rustling fabric, and at others, walking into the parlour where she stands by the fireplace. Local legends suggest she may be a former servant who died of a broken heart, but this is unknown for sure. Many visitors have claimed to have heard footsteps following them, whispers in empty rooms, and faces looking out of windows. One witness reported that she saw a flash of blue light in the 19th century dairy, followed by the sound of footsteps rushing up behind her. But when she turned to look, nobody was there. Another witness in the same room reported of suddenly going deathly cold and was overcome by a sadness which reduced her to tears and eventually forced her to leave the property. At the top of the stairs to the attic is a small hiding hole known as the King's Hiding Place. From this hole, the sound of a muffled voice and knocks has been heard, and rarely the sightings of a mist which rises and disappears. Children's laughter has also been reported in this area, along with the shadow of what is believed to be a woman standing in the doorway to the bedroom. Standing about 150 yards southwest of the house is believed to be the direct descendant of the original tree used by Charles II to hide from the parliamentary soldiers, although it has sometimes been presented as the actual tree. Witnesses have reported strange mists and orbs of light, particularly at dusk. Some have claimed to hear faint voices and laughter coming from the tree, even when no one is present. At times, the ghost of a young boy dressed in 1940s fashion is seen leaning against the trunk, smiling at visitors before running off and disappearing. The house's stables have been a hotspot for paranormal activity, with reports of horses becoming inexplicably agitated and the sound of phantom hooves echoing through the empty building. Staff members have described feeling watched and experiencing sudden temperature drops in this area, and are seeing shadows moving from the corner of their eyes. One staff member reported that he was approached by a member of the public who thanked them for the dressed-up reenactor who was very knowledgeable about the stables. The staff member said that there were no reenactors on site and went to investigate, only to find no one there. The member of the public said that they had spoken to a man in Victorian clothing for about 15 minutes, but all that was left of this man was a cold spot where the witness said he had stood. Ghostly monks have been sighted in the surrounding woodland and are believed to circle the property, though they never enter. These monks are believed to be connected to a nearby ruined priory, a place which has its own hauntings and worthy of a separate video. Monk-like chants have been heard echoing through the trees on still nights, creating an eerie atmosphere for those exploring the grounds after dark. Most visitors to Boscobel House experience nothing paranormal, and skeptics point to this as evidence that the house is not haunted, and any experience is explainable as natural phenomenon, and may dovetails to enhance tourist attraction. But whether or not Boscobel House is haunted comes down to one question: do you believe?